What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kendall with Feels Like Home Construction, and today's video is a fun one. It's going to be all about the best side hustle that made me good extra cash whenever I needed it years back to pay bills, extra living expenses, all the things. But before we get into that, let me give you a little backstory of how I got into it. Flipping furniture was probably the funnest side gig for me whenever I first started, and we were actually flipping our first house. And I know that some people think that it's uncommon to flip furniture or that it takes a lot of time, and sometimes it can and it does. Not everything is easy, obviously. But this was a fun hobby to me is what it started out as. So whenever we were flipping our first house, at nights when we weren't working on that project or weekends whenever I didn't have to go over there, I was actually redoing some really good pieces for our personal house, bedroom pieces, living room furniture, things like that. And I would just set up in the garage, and I already had all of the chalk paint and put a tarp down and just start painting. It was kind of therapeutic to me, and I thought, why don't I do this on the side to make extra money, because I love doing it and it was a lot of fun for me, and I already had all the paint and all the supplies. So that's when the light bulb clicked. Why don't I flip some furniture? And I'm going to show you guys in this video the tips that I have for you, different things to do and what not to do or to look for whenever you're buying your own pieces to resell them, that I think are going to be really helpful to get you started or even help you on the journey that you're already on. Like I said, it started whenever we were flipping homes. I've always had a passion for home decor, flipping furniture, anything that has to do with design and decor. I loved it. I loved to get my hands on it, and I thought, why don't I do this to make extra money on the side? First things first is the best place that I found to buy good quality furniture pieces was Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. And I did a lot more Marketplace than I did Craigslist, just because I was always on Facebook anyways, and I actually found that a lot of people I knew were selling really good pieces, so I would just do Marketplace. And one thing that you are going to want to look for when you're buying furniture to flip are good quality pieces. There's a lot of people that do couch flipping. I just wasn't in the upholstery side of things. I had all the chalk paint already, and that's what I used was chalk paint. There are other types of furniture paint out there that you can use, or if you're currently using other paint, whatever is going to be good quality and last on this furniture is what you're going to want to use. So what I would do is go and look for things like hutches, dressers, coffee tables, side end tables were super simple. They weren't as big, but people would buy them for a good price if they were good quality. You don't want anything that has a lot of scratches in it, a lot of gashes. You want something simple that isn't going to take you a whole lot of time, extra time to refurbish it, unless that's what you're wanting to do. But in my case, I just wanted to get in there. I would start by cleaning off the pieces, all the dust, because most of the time it came from people's storage units or their garages and things like that. So I would start, clean the pieces off, do any sanding that you need to, because you're going to have to get some layers off so your paint will stick and be the most effective. And second, you just start with neutral colors. And I had like whites, creams, blacks, grays, some blues. And that's what's going to resell the best, is if you have a neutral color that people can visualize in their space, because not everybody has super bright colors. And so I found that neutral sold the best for me. My first piece that I ever did was a hutch, actually, and the reason that I fell in love with it is because it was unique and it had some character to the front of it. That's another thing. If you can find pieces with really unique characteristics, they will sell for a lot more, because you can't really find good quality wood furniture that has unique characteristics to it anymore. And that was my very first piece that I found actually on Marketplace. A lady had it in a storage unit across town, and the first time I saw it, I knew I said, I can sell that for a lot more than what she's wanting. So I think I bought it for $60, $65. And by the time I was done with it, I sold it for $250. Keep in mind that I had all of the paint already. And if you think about it, the paint isn't that expensive because it lasts you 4 to 5 good sized furniture pieces. So whenever you're doing your profit margins, if you don't have the paint right now, go ahead and add that in there, and then it will last you a couple of times. So it's not going to take a whole thing of paint for one dresser. The next big thing that you can do to enhance the quality of the furniture is replacing the hardware on it. The knobs, the pulls on any of the drawers. I think that that is a huge one because most of the time whenever you're looking for furniture pieces, they can be a little bit dated and older, and they have older knobs on them. And at the time when I was starting out, I didn't have the money to go spend on all this really expensive hardware. So what I did was got metal spray paint, and I did a lot of the hardware black or brass, gold. And what you do is you can just set that out on a piece of cardboard and spray it a couple times, get a really good layer on it, and then put that back on your furniture pieces, and it makes the wow statement because it makes everything look brand new. If you're gonna go and you're gonna paint a whole new dresser, it needs to have new hardware, whether you spray it or you go buy it. And a lot of the times too, Amazon has really good hardware, Lowe's, Home Depot, and it's not super expensive when you're just buying 5 knobs for a dresser, and it makes a huge difference. By the time that I was done painting the furniture, I put new hardware on it. I would make sure that I put it on a wall in my garage that was bright and it looked clean. Get really good quality photos is another key thing that you're going to want to do, because people want to see the front, the side, possibly the back if you want to paint that as well. But they want to be able to envision it in their space and say, wow, this piece is beautiful. It's been redone perfectly, and I can totally see this in my living room or in my bedroom. And you're going to find that the most profitable pieces will be bedroom sets, side tables, coffee tables, and hutches and dressers, because not a lot of people can find what they like in those, and they're good quality wood material. Once you finish painting your piece, before you put it on Marketplace, really assess the amount of time and the product that you had to put into that piece and see what you want to make on it. For instance, that first hutch, whenever I bought it for the $60 and I resold it for the $250, it was a great profit margin for me because I already had all the paint and I didn't rent out a space to do this. You can easily do it in your garage. Just put some plastic down, find an area to do it that makes you happy, and just paint and put it on there. Make sure that whenever you list it, you know your price and that's what you're going to get for it because you know the quality of it. When you're listing your item on Facebook Marketplace or wherever you may put it, just remember that your title and your description of keywords is going to be the most effective way for you to sell that piece of furniture and really catch people's attention. The real wood, the completely redone piece is going to sell a lot quicker for you if you title it and you describe it right. Put on there that you did new hardware, that it's a sturdy, heavy piece of wood furniture that has great quality to it. And I promise you that it's going to sell, and just know your profit margins and what you want for it. And then also what is competitive, because say you're selling a dresser for $400, well, you don't want to be selling the same thing that someone else is selling for $300. So know your market and know your product. Make sure you do some research before and see what similar products around you are selling for, and then you know, hey, mine's going to be completely redone, it's going to have new hardware on it, so I can actually sell it for a little bit more than what that person is selling theirs for that's not redone at all. My last bit of advice would be just to keep it simple and have fun with it, because this started out as a really fun hobby for me, that I was doing pieces for my own personal home, and then I wanted to make extra money while I was already doing it and I had all the product. So that's something to keep in mind. Just keep it basic, keep it simple, and have fun while you're doing it. And if you keep those key things that I told you into your business of flipping furniture, you will be profitable and you will be successful at it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about furniture flipping or some things that go into it, or questions that you have about starting the business, or you may have already started, just let me know in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.